This railway was carved out of solid granite by hand in 1898 to move gold miners over a mountain nobody thought a train could cross. We rode it in a car built for something a little more comfortable, and there she is now. They'll move the engine to the front of the train and we'll be in the back. Now, whether the upgrade is worth it, that's what we're here to find out.
Welcome back to Alurvanta Living,
where we're staying strong and aging powerfully.
one adventure at a time.
That's right. Today I'm going to take you through our excursion in Skagway, Alaska. We did the luxury class train and I'm pretty excited about it. I chose this excursion because it has swivel seats, great views, limited people in the last car. You have a tour guide that's telling you everything about what you're seeing, snacks, beverages, private bathroom. What else could you want?
Right. So if you're new here, we're posting the Alaska series every week.
Yeah.
So please subscribe or follow us so you don't miss the next one.
So I was interested in this excursion because it said that we got leather seats that are full swivel, cocktail service, snacks, our own bathroom, and it just sounded way more appealing than being in a car where everyone's on a bench. What if you're stuck in the middle and you can't see? I just wanted to see everything I could while I had this chance.
Different classes, same toast. 32 years of finding reasons to celebrate together, and this one came with a mountain view.
In 1896, gold was found in the Klondike, and by 1897, the news had triggered a stampede. Tens of thousands of people flooded into Skagway trying to reach the gold fields, most of them hauling a literal ton of supplies over the mountains, on foot or by pack animal. Construction on this railway began in 1898 to solve the problem. It took about 26 months. They used hand tools and black powder to climb nearly 3,000 feet from sea level to the White Pass summit in just 20 miles. By the time it was finished, in 1900, the gold rush was basically over, but the railway kept running anyways. And as you can see, it's still running today. I'm living my best life. I've got the Prosecco, I've got the views. It was amazing. And the snacks, fantastic. They had salmon dip. It was so good. Cheese, they had sandwiches, reindeer sausage. I loved it.
Hey, I'm living my best life as well. Look at that leg space I had. My legs are stretched all the way out, and there's 14 chairs on that car, and that's all they allow is 14 individuals. And then we have our own private bathroom. It's clean, it's spacious. That was a really nice addition to have. Look out the window, and you can still make out the original trail the Stampeders walked, worn into the mountainside by thousands of boots. It's called the Trail of 98. Further along is Dead Horse Gulch, named for the pack animals that didn't survive the crossing. And get this, somewhere between 1898 and 1899, an estimated 3,000 horses died on that trail. They were worked past exhaustion by men chasing a rumor. It's just a hard reminder of what people were willing to risk on a gamble that most of them lost.
One of my favorite parts of the whole train ride was Tunnel Mountain, 675 feet cut straight through rock. And on the other side, our first look at the train that we're going to be crossing paths with again. And just past here is a marker called Black Cross Rock, a memorial to 2 railway workers who died during construction. It's easy to see this ride as a postcard. It was built by people who paid for it, some of them with their lives.
One of the reasons why we leave Florida in the middle of the summer is to get to some of the cool air, and look at that snow up in this elevation. It's just much cooler.
I know. It was pretty amazing to see snow. I liked it.
It's fantastic. I mean, I did bundle up a little bit.
You know what I was also looking for? Mountain goats. Supposedly they're there. I didn't see any.
That sign on the rock says, "On to Alaska with Buchanan." Starting in 1923, a Detroit coal merchant named George Buchanan brought groups of boys and later girls up to Alaska every summer. These were kids who earned a third of the cost themselves by selling goods door to door. And decades later, some of those same kids came back as adults to ride this railway again, climb the mountain and paint that in remembrance of him. It's just one of the smaller stories on this mountain, but something I really appreciate about the loyalty and respect.
Believe it or not, when construction started here, nobody was even sure whether this pass was in the United States or Canada. The border wasn't formally settled yet, and as the story goes, an American showed up at the summit with a bottle of scotch in each pocket, and he talked his way past a Canadian guard trying to stop the crew. A few days later, the tracks were miles down on the other side. However true that version is, the boundary dispute itself is very real, and you're crossing the actual line right now.
From up here, the cruise ship that brought us to Skagway looks so tiny that you have to squint to see it.
Again, living my best life.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm living life on the edge.
The sheer drop-off was actually frightening.
It was breathtaking, though.
This railway is recognized as an International Historic Civil Engineering Landmark, a destination it shares with the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty. The bridge below us is the Y. Built in 1901, it was once the tallest cantilever bridge in the world, and it carried trains until 1969 when a new route replaced it. Part of it has since collapsed, left standing as its own kind of monument. Building any of this in 1890s technology through solid granite in weather this brutal was considered nearly impossible. The story goes that crews working through the coldest stretches could only last about 40 minutes outside before they had to warm up in a heated tent or risk frostbite. Whether that number is exact or not, anyone who stood on this deck in July can believe it about their winter.
There it is. The train spotted after the tunnel, finally passing us on the way back down.
Right outside of Skagway, you pass the Gold Rush Cemetery, the final resting place of Soapy Smith, the con man who ran this town for a while in 1898. Also, Frank Reed, the surveyor who stopped him. They shot each other in the same gunfight on the wharf. Smith died right on the spot, but Reed held on for 12 more days before he also died. Even the town cemetery has a plot twist.
All right, honest take.
Honest take, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed this one a lot. It was so comfortable. The swivel chairs, I never knew I loved a swivel chair, but wow,
kidding,
it was
yeah.
amazing. And then beverages, whatever you needed, the food, I loved that too. I love a good snack, so that was nice. The bathroom, I really appreciated that. It was a private bathroom for that car. And it also had 2 outdoor areas that are specific for that car, one in the front, one in the back, with those great views right off the back. But the best part was the guide. She was telling us everything that we were seeing, all the history, so I loved it.
Yeah, so let's talk about cost versus benefit.
I mean, it is an expensive excursion, but again, to your points, and I'll boil it down to three: the views, the history that you get, and the space that's available to you. To me, that made it definitely worth the cost that was associated with it.
Yeah.
Now, is it for everybody? If that's not important to you, and just being on the train and seeing the sights and the history, I think through the train itself is probably, it's the same route, so it's probably just as good.
Yeah.
So, 1 out of 10, what do you give it?
I give it a 10.
Yeah, same. I definitely give it a 10 for sure. So what's coming up next?
Next up, we're going to take you up close and personal to a very awesome glacier at Indica Arm.
Yeah, looking forward to that. So until next time, stay strong, age powerfully, and live fully.